I'm Hannah. Welcome to Reign in Life Ministries and on our series of Revealing Jesus. We're going to start by going to Isaiah 44. And I'm going to be reading from verse 14 through to verse 20. And here the Lord is showing us the irony of worshipping idols. So I'm going to read through it first and then I'm going to talk through. So from verse 14. He cuts down cedars for himself, and takes the cypress and the oak. He secures it for himself among the trees of the forest. He plants a pine, and the rain nourishes it. Then it shall be for a man to burn, for he will take some of it and warm himself. Yes, he kindles it and bakes bread. Indeed, he makes a god and worships it. He makes it a carved image and falls down to it. He burns half of it in the fire. With this half he eats meat. He roasts a roast and is satisfied. He even warms himself and says, "Ah, I am warm, I have seen the fire." And the rest of it he makes into a god. His carved image. He falls down before it and worships it, prays to it and says, "Deliver me, for you are my God." They do not know nor understand. For he has shut their eyes so that they cannot see, and their hearts so that they cannot understand. And no one considers in his heart, nor is there knowledge nor understanding to say, "I have burned half of it in the fire. Yes, I have also baked bread on its coals. I have roasted meat and eaten it. And shall I make the rest of it an abomination? Shall I fall down before a block of wood?" He feeds on ashes. A deceived heart has turned him aside, and he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, "Is there not a lie in my right hand?" So I think this passage very much speaks for itself. It's showing the irony of a person who takes a piece of wood and makes half of it into a carved image, which they then pray to and worship, while the other half of that same piece of wood is burned in the fire and used to cook their food. So I have a little picture to share with you to help illustrate this further and show the difference between worshipping a God who is living and active and real and worshipping a God that is an inanimate object. When I was growing up, the idea of worshipping an idol was quite alien. It wasn't something that was really present in our culture. So when Sunday school teachers and other church leaders would talk about any kind of passage to do with idols, they would make it relevant for the culture at the time and say things like, well, we don't have idols in the same sense as they're talking about in this passage, but perhaps we hold up other things above God in our hearts. For example, we might elevate sports or celebrities or money and put those things above God and above the place that God should take in our lives. And that can still be true, that's still relevant. But I think actually over the past 20 years or so, society in Great Britain and across the Western world has changed, and a lot more Eastern practices are now present in our culture. And very much I can now understand this idea of worshipping an idol. I can understand the comfort of having something physical to hold, something that you can see and feel, to pray to and to worship and to remind you. And it has a sense of ritual to it, which can, be very comforting. However, that's not our God, and I want to show you why and show you how. It is so important what you're holding in your right hand, and I want to challenge you today to think about, what are you holding in your right hand? Who are you holding in your right hand? Now, to explain this a little bit further and to show you a really good picture of this, I'm going to get Martin in to help me. Right, I have a wooden cross here. So if this was my God, well, I can see it, I can feel it, I can touch it. But what can it do if I'm feeling upset? What if I'm grieving? What if I'm anxious? What if I'm worried about something? Can it talk to me? Can it reply? Can it offer me any comfort? I mean, perhaps there's some comfort in being able to hold something, but it can't really do much else. And what if I fall? We're both going to end up on the floor together. So in the previous passage that I read, we had this picture of somebody holding a carved image in their right hand. Now we're going to contrast that with Isaiah 41 and verse 10, where it says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." And then if we go down a little bit to verse 13, "For I, the Lord your God, will hold your right hand, saying to you, fear not, I will help you." So now let's have a look at the difference between having God in our right hand. So Martin, do you want to come in and help? Okay, so Martin can be my demonstration of Jesus for today. And if I'm holding Jesus in my right hand, I'm actually only holding his hand, which means I've got a whole person next to me. So he's so much bigger than just the part that I'm holding. And to be quite honest, I mean, I'm holding him, but really how much is he holding me? So then what happens if I'm afraid about something? If I'm worried?
Don't be afraid.
Okay, so he's able to talk to me and speak words of encouragement over me. And what if I'm grieving? So it's a lot more than just holding a hand. So then how about if I trip and fall? Okay, I never hit the ground. Because when you've got the Lord with you, he's holding you up. You see, faith is not a ritual, it's a relationship with a living being. So what are you holding in your right hand? Are you holding something that's been made by man out of things that God created on the earth? Or are you holding in your right hand the living God who is active and powerful and actually able to rescue you, to comfort you, to love you, and to lead you through life? Are you holding onto a piece of wood? Or are you holding the hand of your Saviour? Okay, thanks, Martin.
Cheers.
And to finish with, I just want to clarify one more thing. Obviously, a wooden cross is a picture of Jesus. And it's absolutely fine if you want to have a wooden cross and hold on to it as you pray. There's nothing wrong with doing that. The problem comes with if that cross then becomes the thing that you are praying to, or it becomes something where you have to have it with you, otherwise you're not going to have things go well for you that day. So if you're using something like this as a reminder of God, that's absolutely fine. It's a picture of who he is. But if it's becoming your God, then that's where it becomes a problem. So I hope this has been an encouragement to you and that you've seen that physical picture of who Jesus really is to us, that he's alive, that he's our friend, that he's our Saviour, and he is there with us every moment of every day. We can talk to him. We can feel him hold us up. He's with us through each moment of every day, whether we are excited and celebrating or whether we're struggling and we really need a shoulder to cry on. We need his guidance and his hope in our lives. He's there through thick and thin. And he's there to answer you and to hold you. And he promises that he will never leave us and he will never forsake us. So take hold of his hand and enjoy your journey with him this week.